With that, we can now move on to our next topic, which I think is what some of the audience has been waiting for here. We are going to be just discussing.
Before we do, let me take a quick sip to quench my thirst.
Oh, I'm so glad that you brought that up, because this episode of the Flickin' Reel Friday night review show, or the Speakeasy, is brought to you by Celsius. Again, that is Celsius, your best source of essential energy, metabolism boost, and body fat burning. Zero sugar, but all the flavor. With flavors like Peach Vibe, Tropical Vibe, and Strawberry Guava, take your taste buds on a holiday. And speaking of Celsius, that makes me reminds me to bring in our guest, Celsius expert and co-host of the show, Allison Salamoni. How are you doing today?
Oh, hello. Oh, I'm doing wonderful. How are all of my friends doing?
We're doing wonderful. Great. I'm sorry, Chuck. We're also overlapping our overlays because, we all have control issues.
It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm on very little sleep and a muscle.
That's a nice shirt you have there, Allison.
Isn't it a good-looking shirt? Let me get in the frame.
It's a good-looking shirt. How does my shirt look?
If you guys want a super cool shirt with some few cool people on there, some super cool people like Mr. Sean Wingblade here, and also these two people that are actually repping the show. You can visit the TeePublic link, which is down in the description below. So thank you so much for that. And you can also get cool mugs. Alice, do you have that handy, or is that somewhere else?
That is not here.
Okay, don't go get it. You'll probably knock something over.
I probably will.
That happens.
All the time. Ungodly amount of time.
We would be remiss if we did not take this opportunity, or if we did not bring the resident Moon Knight Mark Spector expert, Allison Salamoni, onto the show. She had been educating us for months about Moon Knight before we ever got around to watching it. And
doesn't need to be
more excited than anybody is Allison. Allison, please tell us everything you know about the character of Moon Knight, the Fist of Vengeance, the Fist of Khonshu.
Oh, everyone's gonna be so disappointed.
Let's start with the origin, like back in the the golden era of comics.
And did you prefer the Bill Sienkiewicz run, or more like the Brian Michael Bendis? Like, where are you in the spectrum of Moon Knight fandom?
It's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's good. Perfect.
I feel like it was that one guy at the restaurant asking Steven what kind of steak he wants. He's like, I'll have the best bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have the best bit.
How would you like that cooked?
How do you want it?
Yeah.
Good, yeah. Oh, well done then? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Allison, how would you like your Moon Knight show? Yeah, good.
Good. Yeah.
That's great. Having a really good time with the guys.
Before we go full dive into episode 2 and spoiler talk again, this is your warning, guys. It's right there on the bottom of the screen. It's in the description. It's in the taglines and everything. We haven't gotten to talk to you really about how you felt about episode 1. Really quick, what were your thoughts on episode 1? Did you like it? Highlights?
I loved it. I thought it was, again, WandaVision is always my number one. I just love how they started that show and how it all wrapped up. But I really like what they did with this one. I like that you get a little bit of I'm so sorry, Lego. I like that you finally you get this build up with Stephen Grant, and it threw my anxiety through the roof. And Ethan Hawke's just amazing in it. I love anything with Ethan Hawke. So seeing him and getting a lot of him, I think was perfect, and I'm loving it so far. I think this might be, if it keeps going the way that it's going, think this might be probably my other favorite Marvel show, because these first 2 episodes have been incredible.
I will agree with you that that's the trajectory it's on right now. If we're comparing side by side every show's first 2 episodes, then for me it is WandaVision and then Moon Knight.
Yeah.
We'll see if it can keep it up. And I think we're mostly on the same page. I want to go into. We'll just start talking.
Can I just make a quick comment though from episode 1? I really loved hearing F. Murray Abraham go, "The idiot's back."
did. It's back. Yeah.
Go to
Slurps.
sleep, worm. Can we talk
Give the
about,
body to Mark.
as we well know, Lauren,
It's a good
my
impression.
beautiful, wonderful wife, is a expert in all things TikTok, and there's apparently a movement of ladies that are simping over Khonshu, and I think,
Oh no.
I don't want to think. Actually, I don't want to spend too much time thinking about it. I'm very confused. If people would simply do a little Google search to F. Murray Abraham, I wonder if they would feel the same. But we'll see. Yeah, Sean,
Are you trying to say he's not attractive? What does that mean?
I'm not even going to go into it. So, the
F.
first,
Mary Abraham and Tony Amendola are definitely twins. Google them side by side. I guarantee you'll agree with me.
hey, that's the
but
guy
I
that was in the Zorro movies.
Did
He's
I
Jennifer
tell
Lopez.
Yeah, he
you about
was.
how
Both of them. Thank you for reminding me.
when right
But-
before the panini hit, we were in California visiting my in-laws, and we went to Musso and Frank's. And as we were walking around, like leaving, because my father-in-law wanted to show us like the other side, like the nice little bar side. And as we were walking out leaving, Frank all of a sudden gets this very shocked look on his face. He's like, we gotta walk out, we gotta go. And we walk outside, and he looked around and he goes, I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, what's going on? He was like, you didn't see F. Murray Abraham over there? Like, are you not paying attention? And I go, who?
For that, no, I would have to know who F. Murray Abraham was. That's because Frank's a big Star Trek Insurrection fan.
That's because Frank is much smarter in all of this than I am.
Well, let's get into some episode details here. The episode 1 ended with Moon Knight beating the hell out of the Jackal, which I took personally. For any of you Schmodown fans out there, it was a great scene, great point to leave off on, and we don't get to see the finish of that fight per se, but we do hear some of it, and we get Steven waking up, and once again just being like, "That was a dream. It's all good." And then he returns to the museum and talks to JB, I believe his name is, the one that keeps calling him Scotty. And he's like, "Oh, we got to look at the footage. I got to go with you. I got to be with you. It's going to melt your brain." And then
I love
what
how
happens?
he's like trying to be so like seriously. He's like, "This is wild. Like, be prepared. It's gonna be crazy.
ready.
Oh,
be
dude,
ready."
when he's like, "Mate, are you crying?" Yeah, a bit. Just hold on.
I felt that in my soul because I feel like that always happens to me. Are you crying?
Why?
Are you okay?
Why are English insults so much better than American? Like every time somebody's like says an insult that's just like standard around here, I'm like, "Where's your?" It's like, "Oh man,
do better.
Absolute donut."
He's an absolute donut.
Yeah.
But
I like how the whole time he's like, just. But wait, okay. You know what? Fast forward. Then when do you know? The guy's like, "You destroyed the Luz." He's like, "Well, fast forward to when I come out. Just watch this. Just watch when I come out."
Right.
And like he just walks out and stares at the camera.
He goes,
that
ain't
are.
me.
That's not me. That's not me.
That's not me. Mm-mm.
Who's watched the episode most recently? 3 of us.
I'd say I just watched it again yesterday.
Okay. So
I only watched the full episode the once, but I've seen a few different reviews where they pretty much broke it down. So I don't know if I have all the quotes ready to go.
Do we cut right from there to Steven being fired and then them recommending help to him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He goes straight to HR. And the whole time I thought the scarab was gonna be in his pocket, but he was pointing at his name tag, which was sad. He had to pull his name tag out. I thought they had released an image on Twitter like they did for the goldfish. I thought they had released the cupcake for episode 2, but I guess that was tied back into episode 1 because he was driving the cupcake truck in episode 1.
Right.
But they released his name tag in this one, so I guess that made sense.
And that was really sad. And also I felt like him giving up his name tag was akin to him like kind of losing his identity, because is the ramifications of Mark Spector kind of winning over.
All right.
Now, this episode covers a lot of exposition, but I thought it was all very well done. I think so. From here, he goes to the storage unit, I believe, right? Because he's trying to prove he's not crazy.
Yep.
Right.
He goes,
and that's where he finds
you're the 5th one I've been to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he finds like the bag with the scarab in it and the money and everything. And then Mark shows up in the reflection. He's like, you don't know what you're doing, man.
Yeah,
Like,
just
just
go
lay
to sleep.
down.
He says,
You
I'm
weren't
not
supposed to
going.
see any of this. Just let me do my thing.
And he doesn't want people to get hurt. And this shows, like, as meek as Steven is, he has a strong morality and like sense of character, because he says, like, no, I'm never going to go to sleep again. I don't want to give up control to you. I don't want anyone else to get hurt. I'm just going to, surrender all this illegal stuff and take enough pills to get you out of my head. And I was like, that's brave. Some people might think that that's cowardice, but really it's not. He's trying to take responsibility for his actions, even the ones that he's not in control of.
No.
Right.
So I thought that said a lot for the Stephen Grant character. Obviously,
let's say that he runs away and Kanju shows up in the hallway.
I love all the creepy Kanju stuff.
Oh
yeah.
This is where it gets my anxiety. Like, I feel it. Like, anytime Oscar Isaac starts having a meltdown, I start having a meltdown internally, and I start having a panic attack, and I can't handle it because the way that it's shot, like, you get these close-ups of him, like, right there, and he's so good at like losing his mind that it's impossible to not get anxious with it.
And then he goes from running away from Khonshu straight to falling flat on his face and running into Layla, played by May Calamway, maybe?
Calamway. Calamui?
Yes.
Yep.
I've only seen it. I haven't heard her at least say it. From someone credible.
I love how we all just jinx each other. Yes, like at the same time. Like we know exactly.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Now I do want to put it back, you fool. I love the screen. And Black Loki brings up a great point that I'm wondering how you guys feel, because I'm hearing a lot of complaints about the CGI, and maybe it's just me. It's really not getting to me that much. Like,
I think I'm just more like lenient. Like they're doing what they can do. It's better than like a standard, like a CW TV budget.
Well, I was just about to say, I watched 4 seasons of The Flash, so everyone's like, "Oh, that Jackal doesn't look very good." I was like, "Bro, go watch the PlayStation 2 cutscenes that they try to pass off on The Flash."
Right. I just want to like fast forward. So like, the CGI doesn't bother me. Kanju looks terrifying with his giant beak. And then we get back to his apartment, and Layla's still like calling him Mark, like he gives him those divorce papers. Steven's like, "No, I'm not Mark. Here, let me show you this." And then you got actual Mark yelling in the background. Like, the amount of just like ADD, like overstimulation overload that I get watching this show is insane, because they have so many.
It's funny that you talk about how anxiety ridden like these shows are and stuff. You said like your other favorite's WandaVision, as it is with me too. It's also a high anxiety show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe that's why. maybe that's what's coming out.
Loves her some anxiety.
I love me some anxiety. I love secondhand anxiety so much because it's not my own. That's how that works.
Andy's saying that I have had 0 problems with the CGI. So good to hear. Good to hear. Not everybody. Is it the best? No. Is it that distracting? Only if you let it be.
We have quite a swath of opinions in the chat here.
We sure do.
And Lego, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah. And I think the viewership has gone down significantly, so I think their budget has too. So if you look at recent stuff, it's nobody else.
Right. Well, I think this is the last season.
Yeah, that is. Well, he's finally got his golden boots. It's all come.
I have like 18 of them on my DVR, and I got like 16 Supergirls. I'm like, I'm never gonna watch these. I'm just never gonna catch up.
I stopped watching after like the first time they did like Battle for Infinite Earths. Like they did.
I didn't even get that far.
Mashup. That was like the last one that I watched. But anyway, Moon Knight. I want to get to where the people come and take him, and then he goes to.
Wait, we can't skip over Oscar Isaac speaking French, because subconsciously his favorite poet was Layla's favorite poet, and you got to know that was like some part of his subconsciousness clinging on to her, even though they're trying to like separate it. And I will admit, in this household, we swoon for Oscar Isaac speaking any language that's not English, whether it be Spanish, French, or otherwise. So this is the heartthrob household for Mr. Oscar Isaac. Anyways, continue, Allison.
No, then we get to Ethan Hawke, who is now explaining to Steven about Ahmet, right? Am I saying these right?
Yeah,
Ahmet Kanju. Yeah. Look at
I was going to say, yeah, Steven.
Expert.
With a B.
Yes,
Steven with
a V. But we're there and we're talking about it. Now we're getting even more backstory, which I love. We're getting so much backstory this.
Now, can you tell us how the backstory in the show correlates and relates to the source material from the comics? Like, are they accurately portraying it? Because I'm not a Moon Knight expert.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. How's your work?
Yeah.
It works a bit.
I think so.
It works a bit.
It's a comic book character. Sounds about right.
You're doing great. Remind us to give you a raise.
You're doing great, sweetie. But I loved it. And then I loved when he was like, oh, what's he saying now? He's going to bring like when he was like just making the comments of what Kanju was saying to Steven, I thought was absolutely hilarious. And I love that too. He keeps calling him Stephen Grant of the gift shop. It's so great. It reminds me of a petty, and Lego would know, it's something that I feel like I would say where I can sound really nice by also being really mean at the same being really shady, and I love it. I love a good shade moment. But
I love that Arthur Harrow's like voice and what Ethan Hawke's doing is like, if he was saying any other words, you would find it so comforting. Like it's so soft spoken, but like because of the context, you're like, this is terrifying.
Right.
Yeah. And then I love how he's trying to get the scarab. Layla shows up, and then the reason she's showing up is she's like, put on the suit, call the suit, and
summon the suit.
And then he jumps out the window and he has on a suit, and you look at yourself in the mirror, and now you have Mr. Knight. And I loved it so much. And as he's staring in the window at his reflection to Mark, he goes, we look ridiculous.
Look like a psycho Colonel Sanders.
Goes, you said summon the suit. And then he was like, the ceremonial armor from Cotton, and just like, he's like, I don't know. This is what I thought. So this is what happened.
I love that he took it apart. He's so determined not to give Mark control. He's like, I'll just
I will summon the suit.
And him landing on his knees, like superhero landing, and then just falling over. I was like, this is so good. And then he's like, where's the scarab? He's looking for it. And he like pulls out the batons. And I was like, oh, these are pretty cool. I like these.
And then I love when he's fighting the jackal, and he's like, and you just see him, Mark, give me control. And he's like, I got this. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. My name is Steven with a B.
I told Lauren, because she's so good at finding the best shirts, like for instance, Hatman. This is a shirt picked out by Lauren.
No, you moved too fast. You were frozen.
Did I? Okay.
Yep.
Can you see this?
I love it. That's
fantastic.
Hatman.
Nice.
Anyways, I want a shirt that has Mr. Knight with the sleeves rolled up and everything, just getting ready, and it says, float like butterfly. Yeah,
You're right, Lego. It is a very interesting take that's what they chose to do, coming from this resident Moon Knight expert.
Yes, Allison agrees. It is interesting.
Yeah,
as opposed to in the comics, Allison, when Mr. Knight was actually.
Yeah, can you please tell us the origin and how Mr. Knight came to be, or the purpose for that avatar?
And which personality was he with?
Was it Mark or possibly? Okay.
One of them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. It was definitely one of them.
Allison, specifically, I'm going to ask you, when do you think Jake Lockley will come into the show?
Right. Like, what would trigger Jake to come out as opposed to Mark and Steven?
Two jackals.
No, they gotta call him the big guns when Haro sends two jackals after him.
I hate you guys so much right now. If anyone wants a thorough rundown, though, on Moon Knight, I cannot recommend enough going over to the Montyverse and watching his video essay on Moon Knight. That is where I have learned everything that I know.
Oh, that's a whopping lot, isn't it?
I just appreciate Monty transcribing in his beautiful voice Allison's notes and then putting it on video.
I hate you guys
because
so much.
she is his ghostwriter.
I hate you guys so much. Monty, I would never take
Nicolas
credit
Cage as ghostwriter.
Yes,
I
exactly.
love
we
that
notice. We notice.
I love that this is a thing. This is so great.
All right,
Anyway,
tangent aside.
Well,
this was definitely like the highlight of the episode, I think. Sean, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was just to speak because we brought up Jake. Something I was listening to on another podcast, and I can't remember which one it was, but that we might have already experienced some of the results of Jake's actions because, and it makes sense that Steven's not asking the gift shop girl out. Mark is in love with his wife, right? He wants to keep her safe.
Yeah,
why would he ask another girl out? So maybe sorry about that.
Being Moon Knight, being the Avatar, right? Like that's his whole purpose. Why would he be asking somebody out on a date?
Exactly. So maybe we've already seen the results of his actions. Obviously, we don't know. We haven't seen him as a personality yet. But maybe Jake is the one who asked the gift shop girl. I can't remember her name, Marine or something like that. Allison, what was her name?
Yeah.
Okay. Nailed it.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be interesting. We maybe we'll do a little flashback and forth.
So glad I'm here.
I agree with what Black Luke says. I need a Midnight Sun show. Like everyone's like, when's Moon Knight going to join the Avengers? Don't need it.
I think it's coming. I think it's coming.
We have to finish up talking about everything. So finally, he realizes that like he's ruining everything, and people are gonna get hurt. And Mark was like, "Let me take control," and then he gets control. Mark grabs his little moon things off his chest. His
crescent darts. Allison, come on, you're the one that told me this.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then I feel like the Allison you're talking about is like I'm like the Stephen Grant version of myself right now. We're doing our best.
You should like disappear and show back up in a completely different outfit and somehow know everything about Moon Knight.
I need to surrender control to my Mark Spector so we can.
Yes.
But he chases the jackal, defeats the jackal, but then
the jackals are getting defeated left and right lately. Like whether it be Moon Knight, Brandon Hanna.
Oops. But then
jackals are getting taken to task.
Does not give control back to Steven. And then it's wild. And it's crazy, and he tells Kanju, who's like, "Remember, this is it, and I'm all done." And that's when you find out that Kanju has been telling him that he was going to make Layla the next Avatar if Mark didn't do what he wanted him to do.
You are skipping over the most metal part of the entire episode. I'm sorry, but when Moon Knight pile drives the jackal into a
a thing. Yes.
A pointy object.
I don't particularly like to see my jackals get hurt like that, so I tried to block it out.
Aww.
I understand. It hit a little too close to home for me. Personally, I was like, this reminds me very much of when I wasn't brought back for the Quirky Mercs for the movie trivia showdown.
Do you feel like you were
stabbed through the chest,
stabbed in the back,
and then just became dust in the wind and easily forgotten?
Oh,
Allison, as you were saying.
Oh no. Oh no. Well then I also love that there's a lot of language in this show. We're getting some shits. We get and then when he asks Kanju, "Where are we going?" He goes, "Where the hell do you think?" And then they wake up in Egypt.
Steve said a bad language word.
And they wake up in Egypt where he has and I love that we're getting the different perspectives and the reflections. So now you're seeing Stephen Grant in the mirror and Mark Spector sitting there shirtless Oscar Isaac. It was fantastic.
But was it as good as All the Way naked in Dune?
I mean, true. Touche, sir.
Well, he was when he was at the table, right?
Spoiler alert, it didn't go well.
Didn't end well for him. But yeah, then he's chugging his liquor and he goes out and he opens the curtain and we find out he's in Egypt. There's pyramids. The end. And I'm like, I can't wait. I need the next one. Let's go.
This is a hard week-to-week episode.
It is, and
Mhm.
every other show we've gotten like at least two. Like WandaVision, we got two.
Mhm.
Hawkeye, we got two. I'm pretty sure we got. Did we get two for Falcon and Winter Soldier? I don't know.
I
But
think
with
Falcon
every
Winter Soldier, we just because we were having this conversation at home and we were looking up, and Falcon Winter Soldier was one, but
okay,
Wanda, Hawkeye, I think, whatever.
yeah. So this is probably the most excited this other than like the Mandalorian, but like this show is probably the where I'm just like, ah, every time it
And at
ends, I'm
least
like, I
they're
need
twice
another
as
one.
long as the
Yeah,
Mandalorian episodes.
thank
Yeah.
God. Oh,
We're
thank
getting
God.
full on like hour-long episodes, minus
Yeah.
obviously no commercials in between.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
we're getting our fill.
52
sure.
minutes is good length. So yeah, I do appreciate like I'm getting my subscriptions worth here. And
Yeah.
then when compared to like Boba Fett, it was like, okay, fun. And then, like when the next episode came, I'm like, oh look, it's the next episode of Boba Fett. I am like day by day, like how long until Moon Knight? And
Yeah.
it's fun that this show is gonna end like 2 days before Multiverse of Madness, which by the way,
Right.
who got to experience that mess getting their tickets? If you guys in
Oh,
the chat,
you know what I did? So I decided what I was going to try to do, and I got very lucky that I did it. I yesterday did a refund for my Fandango tickets, and then immediately hopped onto A-List and got my exact same seats. So AMC still owes me like $5 though, because they didn't return the service fee. But I
Get
know.
our pitchforks.
But
Get
anyway,
it.
I got my moon. I got my
we're very
Multiverse
excited for
Madness
that.
ticket.
Marvel, to no one's surprise, is on a roll. And maybe when we get into our open discussion, we can talk about how there's like a whole online movement now where it's fun to hate Marvel. I don't know. That's something that's happening. All right, guys. Well, if you are getting the show on the rewatch, let us know in the comments what you thought of episode 2, Summon the Suit, Moon Knight. Are you excited for episode 3? Where's this show ranking so far in your Marvel Disney Plus shows? Do you want to see more of the character? Do you want to see him get a movie? I like that we're getting introduction to the character in a show, but I would rather see a Moon Knight film than season 2 so far. I think you can do a show to set everything up, but then once that we're off to the races, let's get going. Let's have a movie.
I'd be down.
And I can't argue with this. Hopefully Wanda kills off Morbius and Multiverse of Madness. That would be fantastic. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. That we were going to clip this out. It'll be separate. And now we're just going to move into talking about whatever we feel like, because we had some stuff happen tonight. It is our Friday night speaking.